2022 has proven to be quite a productive year. The world felt a bit more normal and travel was less limited. Over the year I sold the Conqueror camper, drew up plans for the next vehicle build, explored new places nearly every week, and spent a small fortune creating new memories. Now that summer is unfortunately winding down, it's time to make a decision. A decision I'd previously made, changed my mind, and I'm still unsure. For those of you that care to hear me rant, let's talk about the future of this channel, what's coming up, and when the new vehicle build begins.
Okay, so I want to do a little bit of a channel update. There's a lot going on, and I've been getting messages from people wondering what I'm going to be building next, what the plans are for the channel, and kind of what directions I'm going. So I figured I'd just make a video to update you guys and to kind of fill in some of those answers for you. So if you think I'm putting out quality, useful videos, like and subscribe. 80% of the people watching these videos don't subscribe, and so the channel doesn't grow as fast as it potentially could. So we're going to talk about this fall, plans for the FJ, plans for the new truck, what the new truck is, and yeah, let's get into that.
The redesigned Tacomas are pushed off another year, so I decided it's time to put a deposit on a 23, and choosing the right color was a very hard decision. With supply chain issues and delays worldwide, a 2024 truck might not be available until almost 2025. I decided to let Toyota work out the kinks while I build a third gen, and the new Toyota Sequoia already has insane shortages, and I'm sure that the redesigned Tacoma will follow suit.
I'm going to build a Tacoma. The third gen Tacoma it leaves a lot to be desired. It's got drum rear brakes still. I mean, my 1991 MR2 I used to have, it had rear disc brakes. And I do not understand why it has drum brakes still. Some people try to defend that. I don't think there's anything to defend there. It's just being cheap. And then the leaf springs don't bother me all that much. I would prefer a coil spring. It'll ride a lot better. But I'm going to buy the truck because it's at the end of its cycle. This is a first year FJ, and I have the fender bulges under the hood, which are the tears basically in the inner fender. It's not structural, but still it exists, and Toyota basically acted like it didn't exist. And in 2010, if you take the fenders off of those FJs, it was reinforced. So Toyota knew it was happening, but they blew off the people whose literally the panels under the hood were ripping apart. So it is what it is. But and then these ones had the weak rear differential, and obviously I upgraded mine to a Land Cruiser 80 series differential. But point being is that this is a first year FJ. Toyota builds awesome products, but just like any manufacturer, it needs time to breathe. The supply chain issues had been forecasted to be dealt with by the end of 2023. Now Toyota's saying that it'll be dealt with by the end of 2024, and you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, there's so many things that are happening in the world. David from Automotive Press, if you're not familiar with his YouTube channel and you're a Toyota person, he's awesome. So he used to work for Toyota. He was an engineer, and he goes over Toyotas. He has all the new ones. He's always getting a new Toyota, and he'll go over and review it and stuff. And it took him 7 or 8 months to get the new Tundra. He waited a long time for his, and he almost canceled it because it was taking so long. And that's somebody who I would consider to be a Toyota insider. And so somebody like myself to put a deposit down on a 2024 Tacoma, I might not see that until almost 2025. The FJ has not let me down in the 13, it might be 14 years now that I've owned this thing. I don't know. It's been a long time. I'm just going to stick with the Toyota, and I'm going to do some pretty cool stuff to it. The thing is the Tacoma is such a common vehicle. And so from a YouTube perspective, it's not a good idea for me to buy the same truck that's been out since 2016. Because so many people have them. It's the best-selling mid-sized truck. So nobody's going to flock to my channel. From like a business standpoint of if I want to grow my channel, it's a terrible decision because the new Tacoma will be the newest, flashiest thing that everybody will want to see. But I don't really care about that. I'm more of I would consider myself more of a traveler than a YouTuber, even though I'm filming all this. If the camera went away, I would still do all of this probably more often than I do now because editing takes so much of my time. And so the smartest decision is to buy the last year of a model because it's all of the kinks are ironed out.
Listen to how sure and how confident I am. And then the next weekend, I went to the Overland Expo. At the event, I got to see the INEOS Grenadier in person, and it's even more beautiful than the photos we've all seen. I've wanted to build a solid axle vehicle for years, but the Gladiator is priced too high for what you get. The Land Cruisers eligible for import still have front leaf springs, and everything else is just too big. The Grenadier appears to be the vehicle that I've been searching for, but with pricing not announced yet, I have no idea if I can afford one. The claims from INEOS are that it will be competitively priced with the higher range Broncos and 4Runner, but I have a hard time believing that. Europe will be taking delivery of their Grenadiers over the next few months, and reviews and reliability will be better known then. Also, a major reason for building a new vehicle is having a heated space for the Colorado early and late seasons, so unless Alucab is definitely designing a way to cut the roof off and turn it into a pop top, I don't want it. I did put a deposit down though, just to get a spot in line. Now let's get back to the other channel updates.
Okay, so something else that's going on is I've been thinking a lot about this. And I'm a person that really appreciates high-end gear. I don't like traveling with stuff that I don't completely trust. And so because of that, I tend to buy more expensive things. And I can't build trucks as fast because of that. For instance, I've wanted to put some Baja Designs lights on this thing for 8 years now, at least. And I've wanted to put them on here, but the LP9s or LP6s, either or, it's like $800 to $1,000 to put lights on, and there's always something else that pops up. I'm definitely not made of money. So it's a challenge to try some of that stuff out. And I'm still planning on trying some of that stuff out when the opportunity arises. But thinking about this is just, I've kind of been a snob about it, because I know a lot of the people watching my channel are looking at some of this stuff like an Alucab, and they'd be like, I'd love to have an Alucab, but I can't afford something like that. So not necessarily with the tent, maybe, we'll see what happens, but I am gonna start testing out different gear with the FJ. I created this channel mostly because I like testing gear out. I've always been a person that I like to fiddle with things, and then I get bored of it, and then I wanna move on. The first light bar I put on this was an aux beam, and that was a long time ago, and I had it over the windshield and stuff. And you know, it was a decent light. So aux beam sent me a bunch of emails and comments and stuff on the videos, asking if I wanted to try some of their lights out, and I've said no. But then I started thinking about it, and it was just kind of like, I'm definitely being a snob, because I'm like, no, I want to get Baja Designs, or I want to get this, or I want to get that. And I don't think that's necessarily a good choice, because I know some of you will never buy lights like that. It's not, there's no value in that to you, and you can't, certain people can't justify that kind of a cost, and that's totally understandable. I want it to be more relatable for you guys, so I will be trying both high-end products and budget-friendly products. And so the FJ is going to get a little bit of a front-end remodel, and I'm even talking to a winch company, because Warn winches are awesome, but they're $2,000 at this point for like some of their high-end stuff. If you want to support the channel, I started a Patreon recently, and the reason is because I've had several people reach out to me asking me how they can help support the channel, which blows me away, because it's astonishing to me that there are people that are willing to help like that, and it's just super cool. But I do have a Patreon now, and there's tiers all the way down to $3 a month. And then also I had some other messages on one-time donations. So I set up one-time donations on the website through PayPal. And so if you want to support in that way and you don't want to sign up for a monthly thing. And then I also have merchandise for the channel, which is, it's on the website as well. I've got some cool shirts and stuff. And then coffee cups and some small things. I've been working on other things, but again, it's expensive because I have to design the stuff, and then I have to have versions of it sent to me to make sure that it's not going to be flawed when it gets to you. And so there's like a whole, I'm trying to spend more on that, but during the summer months, I'm just traveling so much. I'm spending all my money just traveling, because honestly, I kind of view my younger years as precious, and I try to get out as much as I can while I can, because I have short seasons here in Colorado. And so this winter I'll be working more on the merch and all that stuff. But if you guys feel like supporting the channel, you can do it through PayPal, or you can do it through Patreon, or you can do it through buying merchandise on the website. But I'm incredibly grateful either way that people would contribute financially to the channel, because I did not really see that working that way. I didn't know how YouTube worked when I first started, and I've slowly started to figure it out, and it's growing, and I'm incredibly grateful to all of my subscribers. But my patrons especially, thank you very much. Like, those little donations do go a long way, and it's not just the financial side of it, it's the motivational side of it. When I have people reaching out to me saying, hey, how can I donate? That is very inspirational, and it makes me want to work harder at everything I'm doing. And your feedback is greatly appreciated, because I know what you guys want to see, and I will do more of that in the future. I plan to do videos for my patrons on how to solder, and I'm going to go over in depth how to wire your own systems. And so that way you can feel like you're getting value out of that membership, because taking a truck like this to get wired by somebody is like $100 to $150 an hour. So if I'm showing you how to do it on your own with basic tools, you can get a soldering kit for 20 bucks. And so if you are to do some of that work on your own, it is significantly cheaper, because we're talking $100, $150 an hour for some shops, plus the wiring materials. And you know, to wire some of the stuff takes a tremendous amount of time, and it's not as intimidating as you think it is. So I do work a lot at my day job, 50 to 55 hours. I'm trying to get as many videos out as I can with the time that I have. The trip videos that I do in the summer take a tremendous amount of time. So sometimes I only have a video every other week. And the reason is I would choose quality over quantity anytime, just because that's more important to me. I want to be more entertaining than just churning out videos. So that's why I'm filming things like this, is these are easier to release in between trip videos. 80% of the people watching these videos are not subscribing, and subscribing and liking a video helps YouTube know that I'm making videos that are better than just a GoPro strapped to my bumper for 8-hour videos and I never change the angle or anything like that, you know. So it helps the algorithm sift through the videos that people consider to be high quality and not high quality. So if you like and subscribe, it'll help me out tremendously. And so I would really appreciate you doing that.
There are some exciting adventure videos upcoming, and maybe even a new vehicle being introduced on the channel soon. Thank you all so much for your encouragement, your criticisms, and most importantly, your time. We will talk again soon.